Hello and welcome to another episode of The Zoo. Today we're going to talk about IT service brokering and get a better idea of what it is. And here to help me all the way from Vancouver is Simon Geddes. Welcome, Simon.
Well, hey, Alf.
And in Wales, that is always sunny, is Chris Rickson. Welcome, Chris.
It's going to shock you all to know that it isn't sunny right now.
Oh my God. Let's get straight to it. Simon, what is an IT service broker?
It's basically a system or solution that can basically consolidate or curate a number of services across multiple catalogs, and not only internal catalogs, but also external catalogs. So you can reach out and get your third-party ecosystems and developer networks all involved to come in, publish their offerings into this brokerage, and then once you have those things, you're able to package those things and really make them enterprise ready by adding workflows, questions, compliance, costing, and so forth. And then once that's kind of done, it's ready to go, and you put it through an entitlement engine and you send it out to your end users with the end goal of your end users being able to come to one place to shop for everything they need.
Sounds like an Amazon store for the enterprise, where you find books and shoes. Yeah,
I would agree.
So, Chris, would you, as a non-IT worker, enjoy have Amazon in the enterprise, or is the status quo good enough?
I think for anybody who is looking to procure or consume some kind of service and get the very best value, because that's what Amazon often offers you, right? You can see what Amazon's offering and all the other vendors out there in the marketplace, and it enables you to select the service that suits the best. Clearly, there's a lot going on behind the scenes to serve you the best value offerings, but I think that's very compelling. You know, as a line of business owner, just being able to formulate my request and then seeing what's available and picking one that suits me holistically and not having to worry about all the coordination behind the scenes. Yeah, I'd buy that.
And from IT's perspective, Simon, what's the benefits? I mean, right now they have multiple catalogs out there. Things seem to be going okay. Why should they switch to a consolidated rather than dealing with catalog sprawl?
I think there's three reasons that I'll talk about today. I'm sure there's many more, but productivity is one of them. I think there's stats out there saying that the average IT worker is now losing 2 days a month to support cost of IT. A brokerage enables this to be self-service, therefore faster delivery times. The second one is costs. You're integrating other systems very easily instead of spending months to years in getting these things done. You're leveraging existing systems that are already doing these things. And then the last one is that customer experience. Everyone is out there nowadays expecting that iTunes, Amazon experience is one-click access, and that's what we want to provide the end users and remove any frustration that they currently have.
Mm. Last week, Chris, we talked about asset management and the Internet of Things. How do you think asset management will change with these consolidated approaches to catalog?
Well, that is a very good question indeed, because I think we will see growing complexity in how some of these services come together. Right? So if more and more of the technology behind the scenes is abstracted away, I think we're going to see some greater sophistication in terms of those paying attention to those assets that are fully under the control of the organization itself and their part in a specific service, and then there will be a whole class of other kinds of things that don't neatly fit traditional asset lifecycle models as part of these aggregated multi-source services. And I think we're going to have to look very carefully at the definition of an asset moving forward with models like this. I think it's very interesting times ahead. You don't often hear that in asset management. Very interesting times ahead with this whole model and the broader implications too. We are clearly living in an era where multi-sourcing is becoming the standard operating model, and whatever a standard operating model for a business looks like, because that's shifting too. New kinds of relationships, there's technology services that sit suspended between organizations, completely separate organizations that share some kind of digital service, and who owns the assets that comprises that shared service. So I think this is something, well, it's probably a whole zoo's worth, right?
Yeah, I believe so too. One of the you Simon, you working on a product at BMC here called the My IT Service Broker, is going to come out this fall. Can you bring in both outside catalogs and inside catalogs, or is this only for internal IT? Tell us a little bit about what you can bring into this consolidated approach.
So there's going to be 4 ways to get your services into this catalog, and one's going to be enabling that third-party ecosystem developer, so third parties getting in them. BMC is also going to reach out and curate their own services that will become certified and be able to put down into your environment. The other one is your internal resources are obviously able to actually publish any of their internal resources into it. And the last one is catalog import. So you're going to be able to import any of your existing catalogs into the system and really aggregate those solutions in one space for your end users.
So I can spin up clouds, I can buy a Dell computer, I can book American Express travel services all in one single place?
Exactly. We have a concept of connectors, and these connectors are things that basically tie our system, Service Broker, into any external fulfillment system, such as an Amazon, an Office 365 box, anything like that, and plus your internal service catalogs.
Interesting. I can't wait to see this. So if you look at it from not only a business, business line owner, but more from HR and finance and so on, what cultural changes do you think we need to institute before people start to adopt this? Or do you think this will be like an iPhone and people just pick it up and start loving it?
I think the biggest thing is right now I think there's a big gap between IT and the business. And that's right now allowing the business to run around IT and go and procure their own services. IT have no visibility. So what I think has to be done, actually what I know has to be done, is IT has to work really closely with the business and become professional. They basically become curators of the catalog by knowing not what the business needs now, but also what they're going to need in the future. Therefore, making the end users always come back to their catalog so they have visibility into what is going on in their environments.
Do you think something like this could kill unauthorized IT, Chris? Or shadow IT, as they call it? Yeah.
I don't know about kill. I think just it's so much fun, isn't it, to go out and procure your own stuff and get what you like, and it's easy and it's quick. I think the trick is for IT functions, and again, whatever that's going to mean moving forward, but to become the easiest to do business with. Right. I think that removing any barriers and any excuses, and for that whole experience to be the easiest out there, will be the secret. And in that way, you'll probably catch a good percentage more, by probably 90%, I suspect, something of that order. But there are always going to be, either through mavericks or business necessity, purchases that are out of cycle. But yeah, but it's better than only catching 20%, right?
So Simon, other than acquiring something like my IT Service Broker, what does IT departments need to do to get going? How do they prepare themselves to switching from a IT support, which is quite reactive, to a more of a proactive service brokering approach?
Yeah, and I think it just goes back to that statement I had about really working with the business to figure out what they want. Going out to their external, they're not going to be managing things anymore. They're going to be managing suppliers. So reaching out to those suppliers, be it internal or external, bring those in, curate this really great catalog of things, and then be able to engage users through that one experience where they can do it. And just to further a point that Chris just mentioned, we don't want to kill shadow IT. I think it's more of embracing shadow IT because it has been a good thing. People are working faster, getting what they need to be done, and all that's good things. We just want to provide another avenue and give IT that visibility.
Yeah, I personally miss the travel agency, even though you can book your stuff yourself. It's something fun too. Well, I really appreciate you both. Go ahead, Chris. Go ahead, Chris.
Say again.
Go ahead.
I said it's because we're over 40. That's why we prefer going to the travel agent. So.
Oh, now you really have to hammer that home. Is that what? Nah, good. You can see this solution at BMC Engage in Las Vegas. Is that correct, Larry? Sir.
That is correct. We'll be there.
Excellent. Very good. Well, I appreciate both of you taking the time today and talking to us about the service broker and its underlying ideas. The rest of you out there, take care. Be safe. Bye-bye.
You guys.